By this point, I am sure most people know about the allegations against Marvel star Jonathan Majors. The allegations are pretty serious and have the potential to completely alter his future. Over the last couple of years, Majors have shot into superstardom in large part thanks to his role as Kang the Conquer in Marvel's Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. From there he got the opportunity to star in the 2023 Rocky spin-off Creed 3 alongside fellow Marvel star Michael B. Jordan. With Kang the Conquer set to take over as the leading villain within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it is safe to say that we have not seen the last of Majors. Landing any leading role within the MCU can be career-defying. Although Jonathan Majors already received his primetime Emmy nomination before ever making it to the Marvel big screen, there can be no denying that this is where he broke out. With Phase 5 of the MCU in large part centered around the Creed 3 star, these latest allegations are quite devastating. The allegations against Jonathan Majors are not as simple as one might think. While it is always important to listen to all allegations, it is also important to remember due process. Although most people are probably aware of the developments, let's go over the charges one more time. Jonathan Majors was arrested on the 25th of March on charges of assault. This comes after it was alleged that he had beaten his girlfriend in the back of a taxi. At the time of the 911 call, it was alleged that the victim suffered quite a few noticeable bruises at the hands of Jonathan Majors. The incident apparently occurred after the couple got into an altercation over cheating allegations. As per the original statement, Majors' girlfriend accused him of cheating and insisted that she wanted to see his phone. When he denied her access, she tried to take the phone from him, and that is when the incident took place. He allegedly assaulted her with his open hand behind the ear that resulted in her needing medical attention. All this led to Majors being arrested and booked for assault and his girlfriend being admitted to the hospital. However, this is not where the story ends, because after the original allegations, the charges have changed drastically. Before we get into that, however, let's just take a moment to go over the official response from Jonathan Majors' lawyer. As stated, the allegations of assault levied against Marvel star Jonathan Majors are quite serious. Due to this, his lawyer immediately came out to dismiss any allegations of domestic violence ever taking place. In a statement, Majors' lawyer said that his client was completely innocent. He further stated, "We are quickly gathering and presenting evidence to the district attorney with the expectation that all charges will be dropped imminently." The charges against Majors do actually get even more complicated. After the original allegations, most people just assumed that he was assaulting his girlfriend, and the cops were called to break it up and arrest him. This turns out not to be the case at all. In fact, it turns out that it was Jonathan Majors himself who decided to make the 911 call to the police. According to his version of events, his girlfriend was having a mental episode and thus he decided to call for help. However, in New York, if the cops are called, an arrest has to be made. In this case, the arrest was made against Majors. After the arrest, his girlfriend did decide to recant her original version of events. It should be noted that this obviously does not automatically prove Jonathan Majors' innocence. What potentially can prove his innocence is the taxi camera footage. This is something that his lawyer also alluded to. In a further statement, his attorney spoke about all the evidence and stated, "This evidence includes video footage from the vehicle where this episode took place, witness testimony from the driver and others who both saw and heard the episode, and most importantly, 2 written statements from the woman recanting these allegations." With all of the allegations against Jonathan Majors, the public reaction has been quite mixed. As always, you have those who immediately condemned him and those who immediately started defending him. Only a handful stated that they wanted to wait for additional information. It was not only Twitter that decided to speak out against Majors. There were even some within Hollywood who decided that now was a good time to speak up. One such case came from filmmaker Abby Allen, who tweeted back in February, "There's a particular actor, relatively new on the scene, who Twitter has violently fallen head over heels for, who, in actuality, is a vicious, cruel, abusive human being, both professionally and in his personal life, and every new viral thirst tweet about him drives me insane." After the allegations broke, one Twitter user responded to this post by saying, "Now we know who this tweet was about." To this, Allen responded by simply saying, "Ding ding ding." Another actor, Tim Nikolai, also took to Twitter to condemn Majors. Nikolai stated, "It's strangely a relief to know other humans were out there who understand." Nikolai went even further when he said, "I'm just gonna say this about Jonathan Majors and be done with it. Folks at Yale and the broader NYC community have known about him for years. He's a sociopath and abuser, and that is how virtually everyone speaks about him. It's a shame it took this long for him to be reported." It is of course worth pointing out that all of these statements are just allegations. It also comes after Majors was arrested. Not one of these people had anything negative to say directly about Majors before this whole event. The allegations against Jonathan Majors might be serious, but through this whole process, his lawyer has maintained his innocence. In leaked text messages by Majors' lawyer, the girlfriend in question admitted that she was the one who used physical force against him. She further added, "We'll make sure nothing happens about this. I told them it was my fault for trying to grab your phone." Now, even with these text messages, things can still likely go to court, since Majors was formally charged by the district attorney. Jonathan Majors is a massive star. A case like this can be career-defying for any unknown district attorney. Thus, it is unclear how these latest developments could affect the case. Since there is camera footage of the incident, one would think that this would be the smoking gun. The dashcam footage of the incident will likely determine the outcome. As of right now, it does seem like the charges might have been premature. Even the arrest itself can be quite deceiving. As stated earlier, in New York, if the police are called, an arrest has to be made. This is done to try and mitigate any fake calls. It also helps to protect any potential victim. Since an arrest is mandatory, we cannot simply go off of that. For now, it is important to not pass any judgment until due process has taken its course. Although it is easy to just make up your mind, it is always best to wait for both sides to respond. If the saying goes, believe victims, and the victim says it did not happen, then we need to believe her. With all of the allegations against Jonathan Majors, many have pointed to a few hypocrisies by Disney. With Jonathan Majors accused of domestic violence, both Marvel and Disney have been slow to respond. Now, it is worth pointing out that this is how it should be. Disney should not be making any statement until the justice system has taken its course. However, this does not stop people from calling out Disney for its double standard. Many are comparing this incident to Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. When Depp was accused of domestic violence, Disney was very quick to take action and immediately fire him. Not only did Depp lose his job at Disney, but he also lost his job at Warner Bros. In the Harry Potter spin-off, Fantastic Beasts. Many do not like this double standard. However, it is worth pointing out that two wrongs do not make a right. While Disney responded poorly in the Johnny Depp case, they now have the opportunity to do better. It does, at least for now, seem like that is what they will do. Then again, I do have to be skeptical here. I do not believe that Disney cares one way or the other. For them, it is just about profit. Johnny Depp was on his way out at Disney. With the fourth Pirates movie not doing that well and the next likely to have been the last, it was easy to cut him off. With Jonathan Majors, a lot more is at stake. They are building Phase 5 of Marvel around him as the main villain. Firing him could cost millions. Therefore, they won't fire him. Just like how WB did not fire Ezra Miller. In this case, though, I do believe it worked out for the best. As stated, the upcoming Marvel Avengers movie will be starring Jonathan Majors as the main villain. The allegations levied against Majors can have a drastically negative impact on the movie. Should Disney decide to take a stand and get rid of Majors, it will heavily alter Phase 5 going forward. Majors' character Kang is likely to make quite a few appearances throughout Phase 5. Thus, it will not be easy to replace him. Luckily, it does not seem likely that they will. Right now, all sides are trending towards the direction that Majors is innocent. As such, it will be an injustice to fire him. It is worth mentioning that Disney would not have fired him anyway. Although Disney claims to have zero tolerance for these things, we do know that is not true. When there is money on the line, those values very quickly go out the window. Majors could have murdered his girlfriend on camera and he would have still kept his job. If, however, Majors was towards the end of his career at Marvel and Disney already made their money, then he would have been fired by now. Even if he is innocent, they would have fired him. Just like with Johnny Depp. Once again, luckily, in this case, the inconsistency of Disney might have a positive impact. It means that a potentially innocent man won't lose his job. Marvel right now is already in big trouble. While Disney as a whole is still extremely profitable, they are also expected to make more money every year. Marvel might still be making money overall, but it is nowhere near what it used to be. Large corporations can't just make lots of money, they need to make all of it. When there is a decline, heads will roll. Unfortunately for Jonathan Majors, just the allegations alone have been enough to make him lose out on certain opportunities. Sadly for some, it is guilty until proven innocent, and then you are still guilty because I do not like you. Although Majors have been able to keep his job for now, the same cannot be said about some of the sponsorship opportunities he received. Before the allegations, Majors was scheduled to appear in some recruitment ads for the Army. However, after the news of his arrest broke, the Army originally released a statement saying that the ads have been placed on hold. At the time, they stated that they will wait for due process to take its course before releasing the campaign. Now, however, it just seems that they have decided to drop Majors from the campaign altogether. This likely will not be the last time that Jonathan Majors get dropped from a project. By this point, it is likely that some brands who worked with him before will no longer do so moving forward. He will likely also miss out on future opportunities due to this. Even if he manages to clear his name completely, just the allegations alone could be enough to have a damaging effect on him. From a legal perspective, obviously, this whole process still needs to play out. Only time will tell whether or not the district attorney is going to drop the charges or not. As of right now, it seems that Marvel will be pushing full steam ahead with Kang the Conquer. With Loki Season 2 set to release later this year, Jonathan Majors' Kang will be making an appearance. Season 2 of Loki will be released in the summer, and Marvel did confirm that we will see the supervillain appear in the series. As of right now, there are no plans to cut him out. It seems that Marvel has a very clear vision of what Phase 5 of the MCU will look like. A large portion of this is built around Majors' Kang. Rewriting and reshooting this now will likely be too expensive for a studio that is under pressure to make more money. With recent box office disasters, there is likely no room for any wasteful expenditure. This means that if it was filmed, it will all be added as scheduled. Marvel is building towards Avengers 5, and that whole plan will be concluded soon. Moving forward, it is going to be interesting to see how all of this is going to play out. Will this whole situation have a negative impact on Jonathan Majors moving forward? If he is proven to be innocent, we would hope not. Now note that I did say proven innocent. This is not how the justice system should work, but sadly it is. He should be innocent until proven guilty, but that is not how it works with these types of things. It will be up to Majors to prove his innocence, not up to the accused to prove guilt. Granted, I do understand that proving guilt from the perspective of the victim is equally hard. As for Marvel, it will be business as usual. They will move full steam ahead with their plans and continue with more Marvel movies. The superhero genre over the next few years is going to ramp up exponentially. With Warner Bros. Building up their own cinematic universe, things will likely only get crazier. As the race for box office dominance continues, only time will tell who is going to end up on top. Luckily for both DC and Marvel, there is room for both.